Welcome, everybody. And hey, Tiffier, thank you very much. Welcome to you as well. I'm glad you were able to catch the stream. So yeah, we're gonna give everybody a couple of minutes to, trickle in. But other than that, we're ready to go. So get your questions ready. I am personally absolutely exhausted today. I got no sleep, and it was entirely self-inflicted. Because I stayed up too late playing Arkham Horror, so that's on me. That's an adult thing to do. But let's see. So we got a Python engineer, and did they say anything that is important? No, they didn't. Okay, that is okay. But yeah, welcome. So I am here to answer your questions. The worst kind of mood you can't even blink. Yeah, it really is. Like, I normally have really bad insomnia, but this one's on me. Did not think the first mission would take that long. So, but only one of us died, so it's okay. That's a success. All right, let's go to this resume. This is a resume of a Python engineer backend. They have a ratio of 100 applications to 1 interview, and yeah, that's what we got to find out. So what we're going to be looking for a Python dev is Python SQL, any kind of SQL. Again, like MySQL or PostSQL works. As long as you show that you have any SQL, we're good. Docker, Kubernetes, Django, Cloud, RESTful, API, Agile, and bonus if you have the full stack. So that is TypeScript, JavaScript, and HTML, CSS. But that is a bonus. And again, you don't necessarily need all of these, but ideally, you should have like 90% of these. You should have Python, SQL, Docker, any kind of cloud, and APIs. So those are the most important. This person, also, if anybody needs more help than just this, they can come on my stream, ask me any questions. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 a.m. PST to about 3 hours, so about 2 p.m. PST is when I run it. And the link is below. And please like, comment, and subscribe. And let's see if we can't help this person out. So, formatting, again, not the best, but it's not horrible. I want to be clear. Like, there are degrees of bad. It is very important to note when reviewing these is there are degrees of bad things. Like, there is a difference between shoplifting a pack of gum and the entire building. So, this case, this is more on the pack of gum. The formatting could be a little bit better. There's too much bolding, and, it's not mine, so I'm picky for it. But regardless, this should still be 2 lines max and not that much bolded. Let's see. So, led the development of a Python-based API framework. Okay, good. Python API for an NGO chatbot that users can used React, Django, and RESTful API. Good. Is that available scalable LLMs? Solid. We don't have Docker, we don't have Kubernetes, but so far this is fine. ETL documents in AWS, AWS, Docker, Python. Yeah, I mean, these are pretty solid. I think part of the issue is, so there are a couple of things that are not just resume issues that may or may not happen. The first thing is the order in which you apply. There's a lot of misinformation about what an ATS does. Everybody's like, you got to beat the ATS. You got to beat the ATS. You got to beat the ATS. That's not true. ATSs do sort people based on their based on something, but that's the order they apply. So if you are, say, applicant number 75 and they find enough people to interview in the first 45, your resume may not get seen. So make sure you apply early and quick. The faster you apply, the better your chances. This is specifically the reason I say do not tweak this to each individual job, because it will take too long and then you'll get lower in the rankings. So what I'd like for you to do formatting wise is fix it to this and fix this to this part, because that's easier to read. So again, this is bolded, none of this is bolded, then it's your citizenship status, which is fine. Canadian citizen is good, but you should put it in that order because it's easier to read. So Keyword wise, I don't think you're missing a ton. I think, again, partially, let's see, AWS Lambda ETL pipelines. Is there anything here that is particularly missing? Actually, where is SQL? Where is the SQL? Okay, all the way down there. It's possible they may not see that there. So, for an NGO chatbot that converses with you. Okay, so I like this. NGO, I assume, stands for non-government entity. I don't know if you need to put an NGO there. Maybe that's a Canadian specific thing. Again, the Canadian market is different than the United States market. So, but let's see, anything else here? No. So yeah, partly formatting, and I'm missing SQL should be here. What I would like is to, after you fix the formatting, to change this opening sentence to something that says akin to led the development of a Python-based chatbot that used AWS, RESTful API, Docker, and SQL, right? And then, or actually you should say that used cloud and then parentheses AWS, Docker, and SQL, and then the rest of them should be the same. So I think if you fix these and apply early, you should stand a much better chance. I think it's possible that there is almost too many keywords here. I don't think there are, but it's very close, and you can get keyword fatigue reading these types of resumes. So let's go to the next resume. But yeah, I don't think there's anything in particularly wrong with this. I think it's partly the formatting. I really think this is more of a formatting issue. And they may be facing discrimination because they may not actually see that. So this is why we put citizen or green card holder, is to reduce implicit bias, because, yeah, that can happen. Absolutely, that stuff can happen. So, how has everybody's weekend been? All right, I will get that performance review in a minute. Give me 1 second to finish writing this. And then we will get Bear's performance review. Also, is my sound quality okay? I am just checking. I know my voice is a little deeper, but... let's put this on the camera so you look at the camera. All right, sir. So, I will say this. This week you have been very good. Oh no, you don't need to panic. You've been good today, sir. Come on, stand up. Good boy. You've been very good today. You were good mostly yesterday. You did try to get into the trash again on Saturday, but I stopped you. So, we do need to be concerned about this trash behavior. You are not a raccoon. You are a dog, and that's not going to go well in your future report, but you didn't actually fully eat it, so there's a benefit. And you haven't been barking at the neighbor dog, which is a good boy. You've been a model employee, so I will say overall your performance this week has been above average. Good job. You are a good boy, and we love you. You are a good boy. You get bonus pets. So a recruiter isn't doing the pre-screen optimally. That questions that aren't basic was asked, like how to make sure you minimize mistakes. Let's see, resume. Yeah, basically, and it's sometimes I want to be clear. I have had to fight to change that, and it can not. It's not an easy thing to change it to good interview pre-screen questions. Not every recruiter is going to be able to. But yes, ideally, I think that is beyond the scope of a pre-screen question. Is if it's a monologue type question. Bear, come here. Educating resume after you answer the AI Q on Friday before left. Shouldn't experience be on top if you have a few years? Yeah, education. Well, so the problem with this is it's job title specific, right? And let's just do Python engineer, like Python developer. So again, this is job specific. So one of their requirements is education. Right? This is education in a similar field. Let's see what you should have. This doesn't require it, but this one doesn't either, but some of them do. So that's kind of the issue, is half of these jobs do do it, some of them don't. And it's just a very easy, quick fix, because like if you say, for example, put it all the way down here, which again, there's more here, which you can't see, they may miss it. So you don't want them to miss a qualification. And for a good chunk of jobs, but not all of them, the education is up top. So it's very quick, and that's why I want it to be done in 2 or 3 lines max. It's very quick, it's very simple. They see you have the education and they move on. Because if they only look, say, at like this, and then they miss that there's education at the bottom, that means you're missing a qualification. So again, there are exceptions to that. This is one there is a lot of exceptions for. And not every, software job is even going to want it too. But some of them do. So it's iffy, right? Let's see, this doesn't have it on this one. So it really was like, I don't know, 20% of them wanted it. So that's why it's important to put it on. Is it for those jobs that do. So, does that make sense? Again, I am very tired, so I hope I'm making sense here. Like, as an example, a lot of recruitment jobs want education, so as long as you just show that you have it, you're good. Because if you put it all the way at the bottom, there's an issue. Higher level managers can sometimes get away with it, because, like, if you got, like, 20 years of experience, degree's not largely as relevant, although you do want your certifications. So, yeah, this is a depends on the position, and it's just safer to put it up here. So, what if you have no university degree? Over here we have something which I could best equate to higher vocational, essentially education for people changing careers, theory, and also 6 months-ish of internships. I mean, I am a U.S.-based recruiter, so I can only really answer based on the U.S., but from my understanding on how other places work, that would be a qualification. And if the jobs you're applying to have that here, right, then it's important to put that. So, again, it's going to depend. So as you're kind of new here, the biggest problem, Tiffy, what do you want? Oh, man, I cannot pronounce that. The biggest problem, Tiff, is that this is why you get a lot of conflicting resume advice, is because everything is going to be situational based on your, like, work experience, your locations, etc., etc. Okay, so they say requires uni degree. I mean, is that an equivalent to it? I've always had experience above, but since I put a CPA designation after name, it's a given. But yeah, that's also true. I mean, I'll be honest, Clem, if you have the CPA, it's probably okay. But that's why I like doing the, why did I get rid of it? Brain. That's why I like doing this, is educations and certificates, is you could put CPA and then college degree. And this is also why I try not to put too much here, because you don't need to show necessarily that you were fantastic at college unless you're like very, very first year. Is you just need to show that you did it. So that is an important thing. I guess are those equivalent to the university degree? I don't know. Again, this is not. I don't know where you're applying. I don't know what jobs there are, and advice is going to vary drastically based on a lot of stuff. But yes, Clem, like you said, it is the biggest thing I want everybody to take away is if it's not on your resume, it doesn't exist. You can never assume the manager or recruiter or technical manager knows that X equals Y. Just less than depth, so I don't think come to C is equal. I mean, you can just say graduated with X, and then you can say equivalent to Y. But you have to tell them. You can teach them with your resume. So that is important. But again, I don't know how accurate that is in your given market because there's too many variables. So, let's see. I'm not sending out enough applications. All right. Full stack entry bid. What am I doing? What am I doing? So this is full stack. Wait, what are they? Backend / full stack software engineer entry to mid. Man, these listed like everything. All right, but the full stack, we're gonna grade this based on full stack. So, I was also always putting experience first, but just changed it around. And it's also the case of like if you don't have that experience or you have like an associate's, then maybe it is better to put it at the bottom, right? Like what I want to make sure everybody knows, right? The most important part of the resume is this first half. Everything you can see on screen may be entirely what the recruiter views. Your first half is the most important, and you need to put your qualifications in the first half. It can be 3 pages. It can be 10 pages. It could be 20 pages, which is, okay, probably shouldn't be 20 pages unless you're applying for like a huge scientific one. But the length of it doesn't matter. It just matters that it's in the first half. Which again goes sort of into the theory that a resume is not a marketing document. You are not trying to show how good you are. You're just trying to meet the bare minimum qualifications. So, Tiff, where are you, if you don't mind me asking, just as a, like, geographically? If you don't feel comfortable answering that, you do not have to say. I want to be very clear. I'm just curious. It will affect nothing if you say no. I was just wanting to know. So, Sweden. Okay, cool. I always wanted to visit those places. Like the Nordic, is that considered Nordic? Again, I barely know the United States geography. I cannot name all 50 states. Hey, Sleepy Hazel, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. I'm about to review another resume, which is, 90% of the content here. So, trying to get into an AI dev. Okay. Sweden one might be hard for me to find, but let me do this resume. I mean, look, that's... If you've got a CPA, that's okay. Again, I want to make sure, like, if I say somebody does something wrong on a resume, that doesn't mean they're never going to get a job. There are degrees of bad, like stealing a packet of gum or terrorist act, right? Like, there are huge differences there. Some things are more, this is bad, it's like stealing a pack of gum, but again, that's not a huge deal, it's just a very minor thing. Personally attacked. And in this case, I think specifically that is one of the more minor things, especially for, like you said, like CPA. So, because the CPA is arguably more valuable than the degree. So, yeah, like, there are degrees of bad. It's not like if I say this is bad, that doesn't mean, oh, that means I'll never get a job. It's just, like, reducing your chances. Like, I need a better metaphor, like a visual one for this too. But let me do this resume real quick. Or not real quick. We'll see how long. This is a resume of a full stack software engineer. We do not know their ratio because all they said is they're not sending out enough applications, and fair. Again, you want to send out about, give or take, 50 to 75 a week. Excuse me. Because that's will lead to, at least if you're doing this at like a C- level, a interview a week, which is okay. Ideally, it will lead to more than that, but, you know, 50 to 75 a week is ideal. So, what we're going to be looking for full stack, which I should probably have this memorized by now, is TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, Node, Angular, SQL, React, API, REST, Cloud, Agile, CI/CD, and a bonus would be any extra languages in Git. In addition, I want everybody to know I was a fool and stayed up too late playing a board game, and I am exhausted. I did not get any sleep last night. What that means is I may be missing important information. So right now, this is resume reviews on hard mode, and if you can get get past a tired or sick or exhausted or distracted recruiter with your resume, it's fantastic. And it's very likely that that could actually happen in the real world. So this is going to be the hard mode version. I may miss things. I may miss more here than I would normally. So let's begin. So again, not a fan of all the bolding, and I don't like personal summaries, but I know who this is. This is another YouTuber. She's not a YouTuber. She's a Twitch user. So she is awesome. Check her out. It is non-poppy. That is, I believe that was her thing. Let me redo. Yeah. Oh gosh, I wish I had it up. She's great. She's cool. So you should definitely check her out. She does software and coding stuff. So let me redo this one. Sorry, y'all. Let me redo this one. I want to give her a proper shout out. So this should be to her channel. That is it. Okay. Yes. Non-codes. Here we go. Which I assume she wants me to, since she put it out specifically here. I'm assuming she wants me to give her a shout out. I hope that is the case. If not, I will take that down. What's the deal with the recruiters trying to poach me despite me being in my current role since Jan? They just shooting your shot? Because actually, no, I've poached candidates like that before, Clem. The fact is, you could start that new job and immediately get slapped in the face by the boss, right? We don't know how good your current role is for you, and it could be that you started it and realized there is a giant problem here and you're immediately looking to run. So typically we won't do that, but in a hot market you may not get the chance. You gotta keep shooting your shot even if it's a low chance, and it is a low chance. So, because I've placed candidates there as hey, are you looking? They said, actually, yes, this job was not what I thought it was. Please, please let me interview. It's not often, but it does actually happen. So, which is part of the thing about agency recruitment you need to learn to do, is essentially play the odds. That's why I really like recruiting, is it's kind of like gambling, but I'm not losing money. Unless I don't make any placements, but that's a different thing. So, but yeah, you do get a limit to the amount you send, but if there's only 3 people in the entire area that meet the qualifications the company wants, you probably need a better Boolean search, but then you don't have the option of being that picky. You send it to the person that just started a new role in January 25th, because we don't know their life circumstances. In fact, as a general rule, I say you don't know what the other person doesn't know. That actually applies to recruitment as well, is you don't know what the other person is going to do. And the more preconceived notions you have, the worse recruitment you typically do. So you have to do the judge of, I have 150 of these a month. These are my options. Will it be better to redo the search, or will it be better to risk it for the biscuit? And typically you risk it for the biscuit in regards to that. I have made placements based on that before. So, okay, let me actually do this the right way. This is a software engineering resume of a full stack software engineer. In addition, this is another Twitch streamer. She is awesome. Her name is NHANCODES. Check her out. She's really cool. I like her Twitch. She's got some cool stuff and some cool music. So this is I'm reviewing her resume. So let's look at what we're going to need. First off, we're going to need TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, Node, Angular, SQL, React, API, REST, Cloud, Agile, CI/CD, and any extra languages in Git. And in addition, I want everybody to know I am very tired today. This was self-inflicted. I stayed up too late playing a board game, which I should not have done. I am an adult, I swear. But this means I am probably going to miss some important things. And it's very important that your resume can get past a sick or tired or exhausted or distracted recruiter or hiring manager, because that may happen in the real world. So I'm probably going to miss some more obvious stuff today. And if this can get past it, it's going to be very solid. So building architect turned software developer graduate seeking roles in web development, streaming full-time on Twitch to prove my knowledge, as well as sharing my journey with other aspiring developers. So what you want to do is you want to switch this around a little bit. Okay, so formatting wise, this is close to what I want, but we're gonna go formatting first. Nobody really needs a professional summary unless they are switching careers typically. So what I would recommend is you not mention this. Really, you can mention it in the interview, and I think that's cool, but this is not something you necessarily should mention up front in the summary, right? So what you should say is looking to transfer from contract to full-time roles, right? That is something that you can put, and that actually is going to be very beneficial because that way they know you're what you're looking for. Instead of contract, you're looking to go full-time employment at a company. Then what you need is your education should also be up top. Good, 2 lines. That's good. I don't know if you need the Bachelor's of Architecture, but you definitely need this. So then we have relevant experience. So launched and prototyped an ongoing user-driven web-based music application with an online community for real-time feedback. This is fine, right? Like this is okay to have, but we want this to be in this formatting. This is peak formatting. This is what recruiters want. This is what recruiters love. So formatting is a little off. Let's go to the actual bullet points. Again, this stuff all needs to be in the bullet points. Don't do the little side one. This is a good summary, but what I want here instead is launched and prototyped an ongoing user-based web music playlist application with real-time feedback using, and then you can put like Node, AWS, etc., etc. This is a good part to put in your keywords here. Also, this should all be one sentence. It can be a long sentence. So, launched and prototyped a web-driven music playlist using X, Y, Z, and D, which involved an online community for real-time feedback. And ideally, what I'd want is these. These need to be in here, or they do not count. Design database schema, PostSQL. SQL is fine. Design UI with Pug CSS. Again, I don't know if Pug and DOM are something I was looking for a lot. That sounds really weird to say out loud. And allows you to sign in Twitch authorization. Allows us to fish with UP API. That's good. Unit test versus real function using Jazz. Deployed and secured application using Ubuntu. This part is okay. Again, we're missing a couple of the keywords here. I really do want like TypeScript. I want JavaScript. I want CSS. We have CSS. I want HTML, and I need AWS is much bigger. So, and I know identifying Twitch chat, which is fetch playlist information. Again, I am missing some keywords here. Also, this should not be bolded, but this is actually good. So what you can do here is, look, this is where you can put in some more keywords. Instead of just saying lead coding sessions for peers, what kind of coding? This is where I want to know. When you're looking specifically for a job in the corporate world, the keywords are very important for software engineers. Also, sorry, my dog is doing weird things. He just rolled over weird. He's a good boy, though. So yeah, what we're looking for is this stuff. I need TypeScript. I need JavaScript. I need HTML. I did see CSS. I did see AWS. That's good. I did say CI/CD. I do need SQL, though. SQL as well. So this is where you can essentially say, like, taught other students SQL, blah, 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 blah. Again, that kind of thing is great. They would love this. They just need more information on it, which is kind of the whole thing here. Is the important thing about your keywords is it should be a what, how, and why. The what is the keyword, the how is how you used it, and the why is why it was done. This does not have to be a brag. So, would this pass? Probably not, but I don't think it's going to take too much work to actually make it into something that will pass. I think realistically it'll take you maybe like 30 minutes to an hour at best, and then you should have a solid resume because you're close to it. So yeah, and then the search should see, this typically is important. CompTI is important in cybersecurity, so I don't know if you're trying to go into that or not. I don't know if I've actually seen that in non-cyber roles, but maybe there's other stuff. But this is all. You also need to tell me what these things were. So, couple of formatting issues, but more importantly, these bullet points are a little bit anemic, and I need a little bit more. So, overall, D-, but it's not going to take you too much to get it to a B-, and then we can start, making it better. So, overall good first try. We'll get it next time. And again, stop by Non-Codes. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. It's NHANCODES on Twitch. And she's great. Let's go to the next resume. Okay, back. What's the deal with makes sense jobs with, since job hopping is obviously negative, but they're the ones reaching out? Yeah, it is. And it's, again, there are degrees of job hopping, right? Like, if you've been at a place for 3 months and you're looking for another job, but the rest of your work experience is 2 years, you're fine. It's really when it starts to look like a pattern. So, like, individually, it's okay if you job hopped from a place you've been at for 2 months to another place once. But if the next 3 are also job hopping, then it gets an issue. So. Also, Sleepy Hazel, I forgot to say, I'm welcome to being a first-time chatter, and if you have any other questions, feel free to ask me. So we also have an ad in about 3 minutes. So now is the good question time. All right. Let me make sure this is still going. Good. And I really want to help Non-Codes. I really wish I could say that better. I'm sorry. She's cool, and I'm probably butchering her name. But I really like her stream. So, which everybody here should probably check out. I don't think I can rate her because I think we have typically different schedules, but, she's awesome. So check her out. All right, remote jobs through your captivity administrator. What do you mean just administrator? They just said administrator. I don't. What is just an administrator? Because that's like 1,000 different roles. Admittedly, they're in Canada, so let's see if I can't check out Canadian ones. Oh, because then is that office, payroll, office administrator, benefits administrator, executive administrator? These are probably going to be different things. Outbound calls, and then payroll is... Yeah, this is probably going to be different ones. So, administrator, and then we're going to need to put up MS Microsoft Word, so Excel. No, Microsoft Office. That is the word. So Excel, Word, PDF. And then what was the other one? It's going to be in-depth experience or general stuff, because you're going to be the one describing this stuff. So, all right. Yeah. I will be glad to answer these questions. Some of them I have to answer after the ad break, because we have that in a minute, and I don't want to waste all of my skips immediately. When listing keywords, what you did, if I worked on a computer vision project and write up the bullet to get all the points in, I would need to write artificial AI, machine learning, deep learning, neural network. I mean, you do those in multiple ones, right? Like, typically, I think you should just put those in multiple ones. So this is what you do, and people, this is sort of what I don't do on YouTube, but I do here, is you need to look at about 10 jobs with good... here, I'm going to snooze the ad. I have to. This is going to take too long. So, and then I'll answer North's question. So, what you need to do in the beginning of your search, before you mess with the resume, right? Before you do anything else, this is arguably the most important thing. I just don't do it on YouTube. Is you need to pick about, say, 10 to 15 jobs that you qualify for and have good job descriptions. Okay, what you're looking for is this part. This needs to be written well. Then you take the aggregate of those 10 to 15 jobs, and this actually isn't a very good one. They don't give you anything. Equivalencies, and then you write, not equivalencies, you take those and find the keywords from them. So, customer service, reception, admin, right? These are going to be some of the keywords, and then you're going to see which ones crop up most. So, as an example for, what word? AI? Yeah, so like AI, engineer, you would find which ones are the most common ones and then use those. Okay, that's how you do it. And this is, again, probably the biggest step of creating your resume before you even do it. So look, this one is going to say MS Office. The rest didn't say SAP. I keep looking to find out what the common ones are. And you don't need all of them. You need about 75 to 85%. Does that make sense? So, in regards to North SS, you said, I got a question at an interview with a recruiter. He told me it was a good fit and would reach out. Later, he says the team is restructuring and that they get back to me. I would follow up one more time, but realistically, that means the position is probably no longer there. But it is good to just follow up, because the restructure could mean the recruiter is getting restructured and laid off. It could mean the position is getting canceled. So yeah, I would follow up and just be like, hey Lee, just following up on the position. I was just checking if there would be any further steps or if the position got restructured or canceled. Just checking in, thank you. And then if they don't respond to that, then it's probably done. But yeah, Tiff, on the next resume that I have to search for, I will show you how to really do this, which I may have to with a technical program manager, which is the next one. So feels like all those vastly different things. Same whenever I've been looking through your videos and we get to an AI role, every time it's different. Well, like the AI roles that I've seen, right? Like a actual AI engineer, typically these are what they're going to be looking for. Because like you don't need to necessarily list all of the AI, ML, LLM, and NLPs. You just need a couple of them. Like these are the most common keywords I found for AI. So, and if you want, you can make a little Excel spreadsheet where you just put in job description 1 and put in all the keywords and then see how many times it matches with the others. So, but those are sort of in fact, AI engineer. Let's see, this is Canada, but I'm going to do the US because that's a little bit different. So we have junior AI prompts, which is going to be LLM. Again, we see LLM, we see Python. We see RESTful APIs, and then we can do AI agent engineer, which may be slightly different. We have Python, LLM, AI. Again, these are the same words. Yeah, that is, I will say, doing the aggregate of the posting is the most important part of the job search before your resume, because it doesn't matter if your resume looks fantastic and has the right keywords for position A if you're applying for position B. So here, look, again, Python, LLM, API. We've had 3 jobs all have LLM, AI, and Python. And then the other stuff can be bonuses too. AI engineer, LLM, again. So it looks like LLM is the one you want to use mostly, although not all of these are good job descriptions. LLM, Python, PyTorch, TensorFlow. Again, so yeah, this is how you do it. You just go through and check the most common ones. And sometimes, like, that's why I say you don't necessarily need all of them, because some companies may want, like, for example, Python, and others want C++, but as a general rule, if you do this, you're already qualified for, like I said, like 80 to 90% of these. Look, Python, PyTorch, TensorFlow, Scikit-learn, NLP. These are all the things that I've written in there. So that's how you do it. You do the aggregate. It'll help you get a job. It's just, I don't do that on YouTube because I don't want to put it, that would expand the video by like 1 billion years. And then I will answer that follow-up after the break, because I've already used a lot of skips. So I want to make sure I can skip later if needed for an ad. Which should be in a second, or it is gaslighting me. My own ads gaslightly. Gaslightly? They gaslight Lee. They gaslight me. All right, give me 1 minute. I will be right back. Hi, Bear. You didn't have to move, bud. I'm coming back. Hey, come here. Come on. Good boy. I know, Bear. I know. I'm working and not petting you 24/7. I know. It's a crime. Why do you keep looking back? The butt scratch? Oh, is that good? Like the butt scratch? Yes. Alright, we're back. Related follow-up. Sometimes you need to write out the full term to make sure the recruiters know what it is. Is there some sort of idea how we can keep the abbreviation? Sure. This is how do you do that? So all you do is say large language model, LLM, and then for the rest of it, you can just put used LLM, right? So the first time you spell it out and put it in brackets, and then you can use those the keywords for the rest of it. Although I will say, specifically for LLM, it actually looks like LLM would be more common than large language models. Because, like, here, you can look this up, too. Large language model. Let's see if they actually show this. So, this is going to be... this is a good way to see. So, there are 20 jobs in the entire United States that use large language models. But there are 11K that use LLM. So in this case, weirdly enough, the acronym is more important than the word spelled out. And that's a good way to check. Again, the Boolean search here is not always accurate, and I need to make sure I spelled it right, but yeah. So it looks like they actually say LLMs instead of large language models for most of these. So that's a quick way to check. And it's also a good way to check keywords as well. So, as you can see how many people use the keywords. It's not always accurate, but it's accurate enough. So it's, just, that is the important part. All right. Crud. All right, next one. Yeah, no worries. That is what is here. I'm here to answer questions for free for everybody. I want to make sure people can get the help they need in their job search, because I really hate how people pay like $75 or $150 for a crappy resume that actually hurts them. And I am really sus of all these career coaches. I do this for fun, which also does mean that sometimes I have to skip a stream to do actual recruiting work, because that's what pays the bills. But, yes, Giga Chad. I don't think anybody has ever or will ever refer to me as a Giga Chad. I don't think I fit any of those. I am a good person. I help people. Chad, I don't think so. Unless you want to say like the 5'7" ginger. Bear would, yeah, Bear would be. If Bear was a human, Bear would be Chad. Yes, he would be a very, like, the kindest person who's not dumb, because Bear's actually very smart, but would have like massive ADD. Which I want to be clear. So this is my fiance's dog, and she was worried because she thought there was like a neurological issue with him a long time ago. It's like he's having trouble paying attention, that kind of stuff. And they took him to the vet, and the vet said, so technically dog ADHD does not exist, but Bear has dog ADHD. So he has the equivalent of that in dogs. He's very smart though. Like, if he's paying attention, he will do exactly what you say. But if he's not, the problem is getting him to pay attention in the first place. And that is what the vet said, is he has the equivalent of dog ADHD. So he would be very, very distracted, Chad. I think that's how to use it. All right. This is a resume review of an administrator. And the reason I put that in question marks is I don't know what administrator. There's like 1,000 different job titles with administrator, and they're all different. So Um, I don't know what these keywords are going to be, because, like, is it healthcare? Is it not healthcare? Is it like 1,000 other things? I don't know, and you would need to tell me. So please be more specific than just administrator. Your ratio is 100 to 1, which is not good. So let's see what we can do to improve this. Again, the only things I could really find were like Microsoft Office, reception, customer service, and that kind of thing. So formatting wise, it's almost good. Driven, professional, intent on meeting deadlines, providing support, and autonomous. This summary section is not needed. This skills section is not needed. Where's your education? Your education, maybe you want to put this again. The problem here is I don't know what types of roles you're applying to. Risk administrator. All right. Provided reports with the process confidential data. So this should be these should all be different bullet points. All right. You cannot just have one floating at the top. I don't know why people do that. The summary bullet point should be here, but it shouldn't be floating. It should be under this. So fix your formatting of this, and I'll be honest, I don't know what exactly qualifications there are, because there's like a ton of different roles for this, but it doesn't seem like you have keywords at all. I'm not sure what those keywords are. I know you said there was a gap here. I don't care about that gap. That's fine. It doesn't matter. My issue here is I'm assuming based on this you would have like documentation, but I need to know what that was, right? Like I need to say provided reports in Word and Excel regarding status updates for X and Y. Like the fact is you don't tell me here enough. You are telling me. So the important things are keyword, like I said, are what, how, why. This seems like you're only telling me the how. You're only telling me that you provided reports. You didn't tell me why or what, right? Like what kind of reports? Were they in Excel? Did you use pivot tables to do them? Were they in Canva? Were they in PowerPoint? Were they in PDF format? These are important things for administrator type roles. I don't see that. Develop and maintain accurate records. What kind of records? I need to know what kind of records and why they were important. In this entire thing, I don't know what you do, right? Like I don't know what a risk administrator is, and I still don't after reading this. You've just missed part of it. So there's not much I can do here because again, the title was varied, but even then, I don't think you have the keywords. So you really need to find the keywords and put them in, and then tell me why you did it. You have the how, so that you oversaw this, and then, yeah, fix this part of the formatting. This should not be bolded, that kind of thing. So, again, your bachelor should probably be up top. So that's all you can really do for this resume. There's not a ton I can do without the keywords, but this is feeling wrong. And again, I know you're worried about the gap. I'm pretty sure you're entirely focused on the gap. It's fine. The gap doesn't matter that much. You have another employment since here. You've already succeeded on that. That's okay. You don't need to worry about the gap. What you do need to worry about is that you don't have the right keywords or telling me how you used them. So let's go to the next resume. Oh my gosh, these ants. Where are they coming from? What is there food that I dropped or something? I don't even see that. There's like nothing here. Why are they here? Oh, God, I gotta get another ant thing after this. Sorry. All right. Hi, hey Goblin. Just want to check to say my interview went well. Yeah, let's go, Goblin Scribe. Hell yeah. Is there any market for a developer to link up with a recruiter and the recruiter find people and the developer interviews them? So, oh shoot, no, you're right, Tiff. Thank you. North's question. North was right. I had an interview. No, I did say North question. I told him what to do. Is it you follow up once, and then you say, hey, we had an interview, said there may be next steps. I did say that, didn't I? Okay, cool. But I do appreciate you, Tiff, keeping me on it. I may get distracted a lot, so that's okay. No worries. It's fine. So yeah. Is there any market for a developer to link up with a recruiter and the recruiter find people and the developer interviews if people are vetted? To get rid of ants, the only thing that works is liquid ants. I do have the liquid ant baits. I just have to keep using them. So what? Why does Google keep doing that? Okay. So I think I bought the wrong ones. Mug, I don't think that would work. Primarily because having recruited for IT people, every single IT person has a different idea of what qualified means. And as an example, when I was at Agilent, there was a person that applied to 3 roles, all of which were Python engineers, I think. I think it was a back-end Python engineer. And they interviewed with 3 different managers of 3 different departments, right? Because they were each required it. The first person said, hey, I think they were really nice. They were a good interviewer. I just, based on their experience, don't think they really have what we need to move them forward at Agilent. The next one said, he's okay. Not bad, not good, but I think there are better candidates in this crop, so we're going to reject them and probably go with the other ones. And the third one said, they're fantastic. I love them. I'm going to make an offer. And they hired them. So the problem is everybody has a different opinion of what that is. And this is also why I need people to remember that, like, there is no coding grade, right? Like, there's not a coding competition once a year where everybody puts in and says, I ranked 3rd out of every coder in the United States. As everybody has a different opinion of what good looks like. So that is the reason for that. Is I don't think anybody would agree on what a rank would be, because there are some managers that swear by like leak code, and others that think it's a waste of time completely, and that's not what makes a good developer. So in fact, having recruited for IT repeatedly, it's always going to be very niche and company specific. Okay, are these ants going to attack me? Where are they coming from? That is my question. Is it... No. Did I leave something here? Okay, whatever. I'll have to fix that after the stream. They're not fire ants, so I'm okay with that. It was a prelim thing, so it wasn't very long. They just asked about my familiarity with the relevant field, my salary, and I thought I was interested. I said I was, and they concluded by telling me... Okay, so that was probably closer to a pre-screen, which is just like a double check of the information, if it's done right, which not every company necessarily does. So... Alright, what is this? A technical manager? Looking for Microsoft. Google's looking for tech-related project management at a top tech company. I've not recruited for top tech. I've recruited for Fortune 500 companies, but not in the tech, like... But they weren't, like, tech companies. I mean, like, I don't... Not every recruiter knows what it takes to get into Fang or Mog or whatever it's called. Looking for guidance as my Nike information doesn't seem to resonate. Externally applied to 7,500 roles a quarter, not landing interviews. Would be interested in hearing thoughts about a position where looking for a senior role to director level. Okay. Okay, what are you? A technical program manager? I hate the fact that someone decided to make program, project, and whatever else manager, and they're all the different darn things. Alright, I'm probably going to have to look that one up. Do I have a technical program manager saved? Content, I have project, I have program, but not technical. Alright, so this will probably need to be tweaked a little bit. No, don't open up that. That's not what I wanted. Bear, what are you chewing on? Buddy, are you supposed to be chewing on that? What is that? Is that your toy? Oh yes, that was your toy. You're a good boy. No, you're allowed to chew on that. That is for you. No, you're fine. I'm sorry. You are able to go back. Go back. You can keep chewing on it. You're fine. You were allowed to chew on that. All right, let's see. Technical program. We have bachelor's degree. See, here, this is where the degree is, even though it's a higher end position, as they specifically mention in these. So this is why it's always good to put it in. Proven experience planning actually large scale tech. I assume instead of MS, it would be tech. Strategic problem, strong leadership, cross functional. Again, that's the same thing. Pinterest. Entry solid background tech. I mean, what kind of tech? There's a problem with this. So, it'd be a, let's see, Scrum Master. Man, these are not good job descriptions. So, let's see. Project, ability, work with a organizational. These are not, again, this is why not every job description is equal. These are not very good because these aren't really hard skills you can use. Because technically, a lot of people could do this, so not a fan of that. The job descriptions need to be very specific, and these are not. Experience evaluating performance metrics. Okay, so I'm kind of right. It's just going to be more tech-based. Programming language. Is there anything here I can use? Because I'm so far got everything I kind of need. So basically more IT in the industry side is probably what I'm looking at. So IT stuff. It's good. What IT stuff? I don't know. We'll see. Previous blockchain. Yeah, this is going to be like sort of industry specific. Yeah, just IT stuff. Yeah, because these are all... Alright, well, whatever. I have to get what I have to get with this. So. This is a resume of a technical program manager. So, what we're going to be looking for in a technical program manager is a bunch of stuff, but it's mostly this. So PMP or CSM, I forgot to add. Again, CSM is Certified Scrum Master. PMP is, I always forget the acronym for PMP. We're also going to be looking for maybe Microsoft Project, Visio, Microsoft 365. Actually, I think that's more of a non-technical manager. What we are going to be looking for is IT stuff. What IT stuff, you're asking me, Lee? The point is, it depends on which ones you're applying for. If you're applying for a SaaS company, they want to see you've done SaaS stuff, SaaS. If you've done like scaling architecture, if it's a heavy IT firm, it's really going to depend on the type. So ideally, I want to see that you have a bunch of this stuff. Some of them wanted you to code. Some of them wanted you to just manage people that code. Some of them did not involve coding at all. They involved SaaS. So it's going to depend. But the other stuff that they're going to look for is cross-functional, highly matrixed organization. Matrix is a version of cross-functional-ish. But not really. We just want to see highly matrix. We want to see matrix. We want to see stakeholders. We want to see customers. We want to see clients. And then most importantly, I need you to tell me a story of how you succeeded and managed multiple projects. So as a program manager, you are in charge of a ton of different things, but you don't necessarily have, like the Spider-Man slogan was, with great power comes great responsibility. Well, you have great responsibility, but very little power. So you need to show me how you actually got that responsibility done without having the direct reports. So, or maybe you did have the direct reports, in which case I need that. So, you stated that you specifically are looking for like Microsoft, Google, Facebook, high technology related project tech companies. I mean, I haven't directly worked for them, so I've worked for multiple Fortune 500 companies and in IT, but I've not worked for like Fang or whatever it's called right now. So, but specifically, it seems you've applied to about 100 to 75 to 100 roles and not landing any interviews. So, I can already tell why is your formatting is off and you don't tell me anything about this. So, I don't know how to look at this. What is this? So MS Global Management. What is MS? I don't know. Experience with, okay, none of this works. Okay, where's your why is your formatting so awful? Okay. So global strategy creation, created technology. What technology negotiations? You need to tell me what kind of tech that is. And you need more bullet points than this. I mean, this is not going to fly. No, this is going to fly either. AWS is fine, but I'm sorry. I'm just skimming this and I see nothing. Okay, so your formatting is awful. Your these are, I don't need any of this stuff. Okay, so you were a team lead and then you did an internship and then you became a manager. That one, it makes sense. I don't think that, I think this stuff can be left off your resume. Okay, you also have a master's of science. That's fine. A lot of you should have. Okay, Your formatting's awful. This is a case of formatting is probably tanking this. This is how your formatting should look like. In addition, I don't know what... These are bad bullet points. There's not enough of them. I need a minimum of 3 bullet points under each job that you've done. A minimum of 3, and I want you to write them like this. The very first bullet point needs to be a summary of your duties that a 12-year-old can understand. In fact, I want you to imagine that you were called up to a kindergarten. They said, hey, Mr. Technical Program Manager, Miss Technical Program Manager, we're doing a career fair, and we want you to speak to the kids so that they can understand what you do. You need to describe your job so that they can understand it. Then I need keywords and qualifications and how you use them. I don't see that here. I barely see any keywords. I see AWS. I just see savings. I just see money, but I don't care about that. This is okay, but you didn't tell me what you did at it. So, yeah, you're going to have to, like, remake all of this. This does not work. Like, none of this works as a resume. So, make this formatting, and then I need to have some of this stuff, right? You need to tell me a story of how you solved a problem. Your job as a program manager is solving problems with multiple programs and managing them. I don't see how you manage those. I don't see how you did that. I barely see where the IT is here. All I see is AWS. And I don't know what a vendor strategy is, so you may need to change this. Job titles can be changed. But again, job titles are, if you're changing your job title, it's okay to do that as long as you are comfortable in an interview saying, yes, my official job title was X, but I basically did the job duties of Y. Like, I was called a talent advisor once, a talent TA advisor, which doesn't mean a lot, so I changed it to recruiter. And I tell managers, like, yes, my official title was TA advisor, but that doesn't really mean anything, but our duties were that of a recruiter. So I want you to change it from vendor strategy to something that is closer to what it has, and I need bullet points. I don't even know really how to improve this besides just restarting from scratch, because this entire thing is giving me nothing that I need. Like, I'm not shocked you're not getting any interviews because there's nothing here I need. All I see is cloud, and I don't see how you did this stuff. So yeah, please come by the channel if you need it, and I will help you out. But there's nothing here I would need as a recruiter to move you forward. The entire thing needs to be redone. So, next resume. Oh my gosh. I don't care about the viewers. I mean, I do care about the viewers, but stop asking to buy some. Why would you buy viewers? I don't understand the point of that. Like, what do you get from that? Like, you can't get the ego. I do care about viewers. There was just a bot. That was why. I had to delete a bot that said it. I do care about y'all. Otherwise, I wouldn't do this. It's not what I meant. I swear, like, if I ever become super famous, that's, like, a quote that will be, like, clipped. And it'll be like, ah, ha, ha, look, he said it. And it's like, no, I meant to say I don't care about buying viewers because that seems weird. Like, why would you do that? Like, because you're paying money. So you're losing more than you're getting from Twitch's payment process. You can't even do the ego thing because, like, you bought them. Like, I don't... But they must be, people must be doing it. So I just want to know why they do that. Like, I'd like to meet somebody that says, yeah, I bought the bots. I want to know why. No, 393. Oh, no. Whew, tired. Alright, this is 93.5. Kiss FM. Every time I say that, I need to do that. Okay. What is this person? CompTIs are primarily for... Yeah, CompTIs are mainly for cyber, right? Like, this is a lack of my knowledge of cybersecurity, but I keep seeing CompTIs, and I think that's specifically for cybersecurity. But maybe not. I don't know. It's not one I've really done a lot, truthfully. So, like, I don't know if I've ever done a cybersecurity role. I think I might have had one once, but even then, I don't know if I actually have or not. Like, it was see, about 150 applicants sent after the change successes and got interviews far. I'm mainly looking for general IP support, so this here. Wow, okay, so this person got a 1 to 25 ratio after fixing my resume, after the resume was fixed. So, I'm adding that into my kudos section, which again, I will state this. If anybody here is working in a corporate environment, make sure in your Outlook you have a kudos section. It's very, very good so that come performance review time, you can just look at all the good you've done. Hey, appreciate what you did. It's been about a week ago. How do I know if it's looked at? I am currently, also welcome. I am currently on resumes that were submitted on the 4th of this month. So there's usually about a week and a half time. Also, hey, thank you very much for the subscribe. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Everybody give him a bear in chat and a Gunther Miku. And not that one. All right, there's a skull there by accident. But there you go. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. But yeah, if you want, I can give you... Here. I'm going to whisper. I want to be clear. Do not do this in the general chat. Oh, thank you. Yes. So, all right, let's do this. So, this one, not the general chat, this one, type it in the one I just whispered you, your email, and I will find it. That's why I have people's emails there, so I can specifically track that in case they ask. So, not in the main chat. I don't want you to dox your email in the main chat, just in the whisper. So, and then let's see, this person, I mean, what, 1 to 25, I don't even know if I want to, like, change anything here. But yeah, see, I should get through resumes that were sent to me through the 5th today, probably. I don't know about the 6th, but we'll see. Okay, there it is. My brain almost read that out loud, which would have defeated the entire purpose of that. All right, let's see. You are going to be in episode 97 as the first one. I'm not sure we're going to get to you today, but we will on Wednesday. We might get to you today, but realistically, it's going to be Wednesday. So, yeah, Wednesday is most likely. Today, maybe, but probably not likely. Yeah, no worries. Alrighty. So let me do this. Let me fix this. And this was unknown Twitch user on 3/17/2025. And alright. There we go. Looks cute. It's a little corgi derp. Yeah, this is this is my dog. And he's loves to lay under the bed. I don't know why, because he's a very big boy. So, let's see. What do I do? I need to get this. For personal programming projects with Adam, if you have nothing to show for it, like you have a thing in products was beta tested. It doesn't matter that you show that it's important. It matters that you show that you've used the keywords. That's the difference, right? Like, we may get cut off with an ad, so I may answer a little bit later. But, like, okay, there's the ad. So, system admin. Let's see. Alright, no. But this does look like I did exactly correct here. So, requirements, routers, LAN, WAN. Let's do this. So, oh, that's so teeny. So, LAN, WAN, VPN, APIs and routers, Okta, Google, so must have. So, even in non-professional, so yeah, it's fine. You cannot hear me right now because I'm on the break. I forgot about that. I will answer your questions in a second. SAS. Device management with Intune. junior system and help desk support, Microsoft 360 suite of products. Let's see. Projects and deadlines, multitask. Everyone says that. I don't think these are good qualifications, honestly. I'm not really a huge fan of putting multitask on a qualification, but all right, we are back. So, what am I? There it is. We are back. So yeah, TIFF. As long, again, so I think there's a misconception of what recruiters are looking for. We're not looking to see that you're amazing, right? Like, you cannot go into a resume under the assumption that you are showing how good you are. You're really showing, oops, I'm in the wrong format. You're really showing instead that you meet the bare minimum qualifications. And between those two is a world of difference. So even if you have a non-professional project, as long as they can see that you use those skills, it's okay. Now, it may be they don't think those skills are as relevant because of the scale of the project, but in that case, it wouldn't matter how good the project was in the first place. It's the scale that's an issue. So we're not trying to, we're not trying to see that you're great. I really do like the metaphor of pretending you're at the DMV or a government office filing out a bureaucratic form. That is how I want your resume to be, is basic and boring and bureaucratic. The interview, though, you stand out. The interview is where you actually stand out, but not really in the job, in the resume. And I know that I will get back and forth with that on other recruiters, but the resumes that I've seen get jobs are the resumes that are boring, basic, and just show that you meet the minimum qualifications. So that's a resume theory for everybody. I was going to write something here and I completely forgot. That is customer service. Unix, DSCP, Dan, and yeah, there's going to be a lot of other stuff here. These are some. And then we're going to do like Excel, Word, Linux, Windows. And then I think that's solid for now. Yeah, Bear. Oh, hey, Bear. He is knocked out. Oh, he's still upstairs wagging. Wait. Wonder if y'all can see it. Hold on. Okay. Bear. Look at the tail. Bear. Who's a good boy? You're not doing it when you're on camera. There it is. That was the boy. There you go. Hi. You having a good nap? I know, you're an old man. You need your beauty sleep. Yes. I'm a senior software engineer architect. Pending you ask something to remember scale. It's important to know fundamentals, but lead code won't help you when talking about millions of requests a day. You need a strong architecture. Yes. Not relevant right now for you, obviously, but employees love talking about scale. Yeah, scale is huge, and I think you are correct. Like, the higher you go in corporate, it's scale. It's all about scale. I think that's actually a good thing that I need to remember too, is the higher you go, the more it's about scale. Because it's which also I think is very important in recruitment too. That's what they're looking for, is scale. Because, doing something really good with a large timetable is less impressive sometimes of cranking out 1,000 average things in a very quick amount of time. All right, let's see. This said 1 to 25, about 150 applications. All right. This is a resume success story. I love these. So these make me feel very good. This person has sent out about 150 applications and gotten about 78 interviews for it because they used my formatting and everything else. They are looking for general IT support roles, so help desk tier 2, desktop support junior, etc. The keyword list I have up here is not complete because when you get to like system admin, it's going to be depend on what kind of system admin you're in, but I'm assuming this is going to be fantastic. So I don't know if there's any notes I can do, but let's see. So very, very minor note. I think this should be in front of this. Again, that's 3 lines. That way it just shows it right here. So it would be U.S. citizen in location in California. But again, a 1 to 25 is huge. So this is really great. Let's see. BS in tech, okay. Google IT, again, fine. Has it up here. That's got the stuff that I need. Provided 1 to tier 2 remote outsourced technical support for clients in Windows. Windows is 1, Mac is 1, Chrome. Operation of hardware, software, perfect. Documented troubleshooting steps in internal systems to enhance knowledge sharing and efficiency. Documentation is good. Utilize various ticketing systems, including Synchro, Jira, Autodesk, Halo. Yep. Employed RMM1s. This one I don't know if is as important. Nope, never mind. This is why it's management of the client systems. This is why it's less so this and more this. Create and maintain internal documentation in Guru to improve team process support. This is sort of the same one as this. I think you could either combine those or remove one of them. Administer using accounts in 365. That's what I'm looking for. Perfection. Azure, Entra, Windows. Okay, good. There should be a space between this and this. I know it will fit on 2 pages, but whatever. It's okay. It's okay if it's a little longer. Also, this should be on the right side, but again, those are very minor quibbles. I want everybody to know I'm not being like, oh, you did these minor mistakes, reject it. No, these are a fantastic resume. I don't even know if those changes would go from a 25 to 1 from a 24 to 1. So very small improvements, but overall fantastic. Yeah, I like it. No other notes besides those very, very minor things. Congratulations. And now just apply to volume, which it seems like you're doing. It looks like you're on your way to get a job. In fact, by the time this airs, you may have already gotten a job. It's possible. So thank you all for joining me on this video. I'm still live, so catch me when I'm live streaming Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 a.m. PST. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm here to help you out. And one day I will learn how to end a video. All right. Yeah, make some be in smaller companies or work in subs. Yeah, handling 100 users can be done in poorly optimized database, but once that hits a couple of thousands, well, could be a major bottleneck. That's my background. Those are small projects, but large customers. Knowing what not to do is almost more what you should do. Yeah, being able to explain why X is bad. Just do it in the 8 Mile style. That's it. I'm outie, right? Is U.S. citizenship needed? So there is. I wish we lived in a world where bias did not exist. I wish we lived in a world where isms don't exist, right? Against age, against race, against gender, against citizenship. But we do. We live in a world where people can be jerks. And having that up there, if you are a U.S. citizen or green card holder, removes that bias. Because then they immediately say, oh, okay. And that's why. You should still have it. It removes the bias. And you know what? Here's also the reason I think you should have it is multiple times. This is not like a single occurrence. This has happened a lot, especially when I was at PPG, is candidates would would get tired after putting in all the stuff in the ATS. They would misclick the U.S. citizenship question, but if I saw it there, I'd be like, okay, that's a misclick, and then I just need to confirm it. And I had to confirm it a bunch of times too. So those were jobs that were very rare to find. So I had time for those recs. So Pretzel, I don't know Canadian markets. I'm sorry. I don't know what it would be or should be for Canada. That's outside my domain. I assume it would be the equivalent because people, don't change as a general whole. A person can change, but people don't. But I don't know enough about Canadian markets or what a TM visa is. Oh, you mean in the U.S.? Instead of that, you actually do need. Sorry. Let me re-answer that. My brain did not parse it right. So if you're on a TN visa as a Canadian and you're looking to work in the United States, you need a very, very quick summary that just says what that is instead of the thing up here. So just above education, say, can work for any U.S. employer without sponsorship as I am on a TN visa, right? You need to explain very briefly what that is because they may not know what it is. I don't, actually. I don't know if I've ever placed anybody on a TN visa because I it's been primarily H-1Bs, so you would need to teach them. Typically, OPT and H-1B are the one that have the most experience with. So, but I don't know, enough about the TN visa. Oh, good boy. Yes. You got the scritches. You got the good boy scritches. Let's see. We did that. That one's good. Let's see. That's 94.5. All right. 94.5? That's what I said? No, 93.5. Brain, dude. Okay. 5. Dang. I am closing. I wonder if I've actually passed my 100th episode by now. Because of how I did it, there were others. So I'm wondering if I actually have already passed. In fact, I think I have. I think I have, in fact, passed my 100th episode. Yeah, 100th pass. I should have marked that, because that would have been cool to mark. So, what is this person? IT support we did. Child and family support worker. Part-time position, usually government or engineer. What? I don't know what this is. Okay, we're going to have to search for this. Okay, so it's like a social worker? Is that what this is? Writing cover letters not common in the U.S. I find a lot of companies ask for them over here. I will be honest with you. The only time I've ever found a cover letter to be needed is when the recruiter has failed to convince the hiring manager that a cover letter was not needed. So I would have a copy, right, of a cover letter and just switch out one or two things and submit it, because at least in the U.S., cover letters are largely not needed unless they're specifically required by the job description. Yeah, just make it quick. You shouldn't. The key thing is ATSs sort people based on the order they applied. So anything that delays you clicking submit will lower your chances. That's why you need to remake your resume before you look for a job, so you can just spam apply. And the same goes for that. Is if the cover letter is taking you too much time, then it has failed you, because the earlier the better. Okay, so I don't actually know enough about this, but like I have never seen a cover letter actually help. What? Wait, what? Oh, this is incorrect. They are recruiting a senior intelligence analyst for research projects with AI. This says social worker. This recruiter may have made an error. Well, they're going to find that out pretty soon when they get a lot of that stuff. Thoughts on thank you letters? I think they're BS and don't do them out of principle. It's boomer stuff. I've only ever done them when a third-party agency makes me. I think I've never also seen a cover letter change anybody's mind. In fact, sometimes cover letters get there by the time that a decision has already been made. So yeah, I don't think thank you letters are necessary unless, like you said, a third-party recruiter specifically says you should do one. I've never seen it help, because I don't think it does. There's so many ants just all off in the corner. They're not near me here, but they're close enough, and it's all right. Crud, I don't know what this is. People need to give me better titles. Okay, so they're looking for a behavioral interventionist? Is that it? I don't know what they're looking for. This is kind of the problem with this, is like, is it a family advocate? Is it intervention worker? Is it a social worker? I don't know. If you're looking to get a new job as fast as possible in indoor category, what is strategy ignoring any existing networks? Yeah, titles are gross. I mean, like, it'd be doing what I'd be doing, right? Like, there are the best 3 ways to get a job in order of importance are: number 1, knowing the hiring manager; number 2, knowing somebody who knows the hiring manager; number 3, doing what I'm teaching you. It is this. It is at the very beginning. Fix all this stuff. Mass apply. Hit it hard. Hit it fast. Keep going. Do not, like, even read the jobs. Just keep applying. And thank you again for the follow and the subscribe, SSH. So, I don't know if this is it. But yeah, this is the fastest way, right? Like, is through this process. And also what you need to do, remember, is go to all filters, do most recent. Right now, if you are applicant, look, they would be the first person seen if you apply here. References don't add value. I'll be involved in the hiring out. The accounting department won't do them. I can't imagine there's much value when reaching out to people. I will say this to that, Clem. Sometimes you find stuff out that they're hiding from you. So I can see the importance of specifically references. I think they should be done at the very end. And 90% of the time, you're just going to get, they were fine, which is okay. So it's in Pretzel, I'll get to in a second. But again, it's harm reduction. Because some of those really dumb recruiting questions you've asked, like, why did you leave your last job? They're not necessarily trying to see, like, a crazy good answer. They're psycho tests. Because some people will legitimately say, my boss told me what to do and I slapped him in the face. So, a lot of these really boring, dumb questions are specifically, some people still fail them really bad. So, how many applications do you think is good? If you're not, I'd say like 10 to 15 a day is solid. Because that way it'll like knock out a lot of them. During my education, they stress using references super much. Realistically, does he even consider someone? They just say, well, it's references are typically done at the very end before you give somebody an offer, right? You have 3 candidates. You know which one you're going to pick. You double check you double check them. A lot of stuff in recruiting that is beneficial is double checking. So don't joke about kicking your boss off a cliff. Yeah, do not joke. I would not joke about that. I have had candidates who have, so I will tell you a story. I was recruiting for a nursing position, and this was a occupational health nurse. So this is like a rules OSHA following nurse. They need to help other people follow the rules, that kind of thing. The nurse I had seemed normal in the interview, and then they interviewed, and my boss came to me laughing and said, Lee, your candidate failed so hard. I'm like, what did they do? They said, well, first I'd see if they had a little drinky, and if they had, I might handle some stuff on the down low. But if they hadn't been drinking, I'd see if they'd be okay or if I need to report it or not. To a OSHA nurse position. And I did the normal pre-screen. They told me the normal stuff. So sometimes it's good to have a bunch of double checks and they were not joking. So random question. Am I assuming an aggressive company recruiter is a red flag? No. Recruitment teams are, I wish the value of a recruitment team is directly translate to how good a company is to work for, but recruitment team does not equal good company or bad company. It's something. I mean, they can affect it. I want to be clear. A good recruiting team can make a phenomenal culture, but it's not always the case. I talked to him briefly, then email again. With it being meta, I'm assuming they just want more blood. If it's meta, they probably do want more blood. Oh, someone recommending you. Okay, then yes, in that case, Tiff, recommending is very much a case of a very good. That is like the best way to get a job, is that person knowing the manager. But titles like they often are interchangeable. Can I send you my resume and could you please review it and help me? Yeah, that is what I do here, Mandarin. I absolutely do that. You are fine to do that. I will say there is a little bit of a line. I am currently reviewing resumes that were sent to me on the 4th. So it'll be about maybe a week-ish, week and a half, but please do. Worst candidate you've ever screened? I don't have one. It would probably be the ones that go crazy, like the one that or directly lied. Like, they'd have to really lie or crazy. Like, one time I did somebody and they just, everything was normal. And then they kept sending me 20-page email manifestos, and they did that to everybody. Or this one person who was on a do not contact list because they were applying for a master's degree mechanical engineering position, and literally everything at their resume was a lie. They worked at Long John Silver's, did not graduate high school, and had no experience in mechanical engineering. So those are the ones that are pretty up there. So again, I don't know if this is a social worker job. So wait, do companies have share? It's the ATS can have it. So, but again, to be put on a do not contact list at a company, you really have to do something egregious. Typically we just marked, rejected, which is fine. I've seen people with rejected get interviews. That's not a problem. There really has to be like, you have to go above and beyond to get on a do not contact list. Like completely lying to me, or a candidate who got the cops called on them and forcibly removed from the vicinity. So you have to really, really, really mess up to get a do not contact. Dude, I don't even know. I can't find these jobs right. Like, I don't know if this is... Okay, I'm going to have to go based on that. I just do not know what the keywords for this one are. But no, they do not share them between each other, but that is what an ATS does do, is it holds a record of your application. So if you've applied to like 19 other jobs, it will show. And sometimes you can get it at the 19th. Again, I had a candidate who got rejected for 19 other jobs with a link where I can... Yeah. I'll give it to you. Don't worry about it, buddy. Give me a second. I'll give it right here. There you go. From my website. Just go there. It'll do it. Links to one of the YouTube videos, which I should probably change. So. Alright. I have like everything documented. Okay, so I don't know how to... Is it an interventionist? Okay, I don't know. I don't know. I need the keywords, and I don't actually know, so I don't know what they're looking for. The job titles matter, people. Job titles matter. Okay. Away we go. This is a resume review of... I actually don't know. I think it's a child and family support worker. I'll be honest, I tried looking up the keywords for this, and I got like 13 different jobs with 13 different keywords in it. I don't know what you're actually looking for. I don't know if it's like you have here a behavioral interventionist. I don't know if it's a social worker. So I'm going to have to only really judge this based on formatting. So sorry about that. If you want, come on my channel, say, hey, I was the child family support worker, and I'll give you a free redo so I can actually give you a proper review. Saying that, please like, comment, and subscribe to get more in-depth resume reviews, which will be more in-depth after this one, unfortunately. And if you need more help, stop by my stream. I'd be glad to assist y'all there. So, I don't have a keyword list, so we're doing formattings. But what you said is part-time position, usually government or NGO jobs. That doesn't help. But you do have a 1 to 25 ratio, so it's very possible you don't need to change anything. A 1 to 25 is a very, very, very good ratio. So let's see. I don't know this market at all. This is not a market I've done. What is this? Okay, so ideally we can fix some of the formatting. This should not be bolded. This should not be bolded. This should not be bolded. And education should... Well, you're still ongoing, so I get that. And truthfully, if this wasn't bolded and this wasn't, it would be better too. So, a peak inside framework, This is important for behavioral technician, assistant communication with autism support. Okay, I think I know what these jobs are. It's like an ABA kind of job, so you actually don't need a ton on your resume because there's not a lot of people that do it, and the fact that you just show this might be enough. So yeah, I would fix the formatting a little bit. Like I said, I like this formatting best, but if this is the type of role that I think this is, you should be fine with what you have. So they're really just seeing that you've worked with kids with autism, you've handled parents and that kind of thing. Yeah, clients, records of data, intervention strategies, design, implement, de-escalation. Yep, so I think this is kind of like a ABA. The only thing I would maybe add is just dealing with the customers, because sometimes you have to deal with the parents, and I think this is kind of too long of a section. But you're kind of burying the lead, because this is actually very important. The fact that you are bilingual in English and Spanish is huge. If anything, I would put it like right under here. Like, that's how important that is in bilingual. So that's all I can super go to this one. I think it looks okay if it's an ABA. I'll double check after this video just to see, but it looks like you're doing fine. And again, 1 to 25 is good. I know this is probably the most tepid resume review I've done, but there's not a ton I can do without finding the exact keywords. But again, I think this is just really some like minor formatting issues will probably increase it from 1 to 25 to like 1 in 10. So let's go to the next resume, which is a DevOps engineer, which I do know the keywords for. So that's going to be more in depth. But yeah, I think that's an ABA therapist type job. Congrats on 100 videos, Friday the service. Thank you very much, Pretzel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the cheer. I appreciate it. Thank you. I thank you. I could not do it without all of y'all. I think that is very true, because I'd be talking to myself, and I would not be able to help anybody without any extra resume sent to me. So, I really could not do it without all of you. And you all make it very fun, too. So, thank you. I wish you didn't need my help, but I am glad that you're here after that part. So, maybe I shouldn't be glad you're here? I don't know how to say that. You'll get what I mean. Yeah, so this is probably ABA therapy, which is pretty accurate, because that's all they really needed. So, let's do DevOps. It's a DevOps engineer. I forgot, are DevOps engineers the same as just DevOps? There's like 30 different DevOps stuff. I think they were different, because this was DevOps, not necessarily DevOps engineer. Also, we're having a break in a couple of minutes, or a minute, and I'm going to use the restroom then. So, get some light in here. And then I have another hour and 20 minutes till I get food. I am on a diet, which is just don't eat until like 1 o'clock. Which is working. So, because I very much need to lose weight. So, let's see. Is this... I know it doesn't look like it, but I hold it well. So, that's why when they said Chad, I was like, I don't know if a overweight 5'7" ginger could ever be considered a Chad, but I'll take it. So, let's see. We have cloud. We have DevOps, Azure. Yeah, what is this? Cloud. See, Node, English. Is this going to be the same? CI/CD, GitHub, AWS. What you'll need: CDN, IAC, APIs. Yeah, I think this is slightly different. Is this different, DevOps engineers? Yeah, it's a little different. I think this is enough that I need to actually redo this. So, does look like that. Linux, I'm not gonna put Docker. So, let's see. CI/CD, we have cloud. We should try a Linux or Linux. Unix or Linux. Or Unix. I hate IT terms. I hate them so much. Unix. Not we're done. All right. Team player, blah, blah, blah. We have that. AWS. Again, there's a lot of AWS, which I think is the most common. CI/CD. We have Google Cloud, Kubernetes, AIIC. Docker is important. It's containerization. Okay, I will keep Docker. Well, here's the thing. Is it on this, right? DevOps and Docker? Yeah, it is. Well, let me do this right. So let's do DevOps engineer. So you think about DevOps, SecOps versus DevOps security. I don't know. They just said DevOps. They said DevOps engineer. That's all I know. That's unfortunately all I know. So DevOps. So that's 1,000. Let's see how much comparatively. No, you're right. You are correct. We need to. We do need to do Docker. You caught me there. That was a good one. Docker is very much in a ton of those. So it was only barely in some of them. I have heard you questioning some differences and miss a question. Yeah, no worries. No worries. Some of this is collaborative because there's so many keywords in DevOps. There's so many keywords in DevOps. It's so many. I hate it. Oh, for Crunchyroll. That's neat. What is it? Must watch X amount of anime? Actually, it does seem like they have very good benefits. Okay, and then infrastructure as code. And then Terraform. And I think we're closing in. I sure saw some of the others are that. The Naruto guy might have a good chance at this one. Like 8 times now. Boo. I mean, I imagine they're very... I mean, the cross-section of anime fans and coders is like not a near circle, but it's probably close. The Naruto guy might have had a chance at this one. That's actually very true. I mean, admittedly, they don't say that you need to care about anime. But, you know, that's funny. Yeah, the Venn diagram is barely not a circle, right? Like, it's like maybe this much left, maybe. So, it's not very big of a Venn diagram. DevOps engineer, key qualifications, Isuchi Red, DevOps. I think this is close enough. I know I'm going to be missing some, but these are... Oh, no. Place of firewalls, SDA compliance. I think that one is important. I've seen that one or two. This should be good. I know there's probably 1 or 2 more, but well, whatever. We're fine. This is close enough. It is a hidden non-written requirement. Yeah. It's like, what does baka mean? And if you get it wrong, you get rejected. So this is the story of a DevOps. So this is DevOps engineer. Do this, and then I will be right back from the ad. Which, did we get an ad already? Did I miss it? Hi, Bear. Hello. I don't think I did. Oh, we just looked up. Bear. Hi. Oh, I know, buddy. Red Hat might be written as Rel. Ugh. Rel. Well, I didn't see it here because it may be a case of like LLM is a little different. Here, I need to use the restroom, so I will be back in a minute. I hope the ad better not happen right when I get back. So give me like 1 minute. I can't control it. It's supposed to be now. Hi, Bear. Okay, did it? Dude, I don't even know what's happening with these ads anymore. I thought it happened already. Anyway. We're going to DevOps. We're going to the DevOps and we're gonna get married. That was, I don't know why I did that. But yeah, today I am, after this, I'm doing obviously more recruiting stuff, but I have to pick out what tattoo I'm going to get. It will be my first ever tattoo, and it's going to be a wedding ring for when I marry my fiance next month. So, which also leads into the I will be gone for a week next month. I don't know if I'm going to be streaming or not. I will have my laptop, which is like kind of crappy. So, because it was a work one. But I think I'll be able to stream then. So, yeah, immediately after we're getting married and then not moving, taking a trip to her parents next month. So, in Colorado. All right, this is good. Brain. Anything different? Oh, yeah, I didn't read what they said. Okay. They are an F1 student who's graduating in May and have applied to 2,000 jobs. And Jesus Christ. Okay. Not a single callback. Oh my God. 2,000? Just. That one's brutal. Okay, hold on. What is this right? All right, that was 93.5. Okay, so this is the 93 one. All right, let me fix this. So 94.1. That's insane to me. 2,000. Like even like, jeez. This is a resume review of a DevOps engineer. So, this might be the worst ratio I think I've ever seen. They've applied to 2,000 jobs and have gotten no luck on a callback. They did say that they are on a visa, which is an F1 student, so I don't know the ins and outs of that. I know that will be affecting it, but still, 2,000 and nothing, something is seriously wrong. So what we're going to be looking for as a DevOps engineer specifically is a bunch of stuff. This is not the full exhaustive list, but this is the most common ones. So we want cloud, DevOps, CI/CD, Docker, Linux, Unix. That should be a U, not an X, Lee. Such as Red Hat, CentOS, Amazon Linux, SQL, Infrastructure as Code, IAC, Terraform, DynamoDB, Google Cloud. Well, any cloud. There we go. Kubernetes, Helm, Vault, IaaC, security practices, network protocols, firewalls, and compliance. So, DevOps engineering expertise. Again, this doesn't count. I don't care. This should be in 2 lines max. So and this is really small. I'm gonna have to I don't know if this is gonna work on formatting wise, but can I increase this? Yeah, you're okay. So we're just gonna leave it like this because this is what the recruiter's gonna see, and this is what the audience is gonna see. This is very teeny. I don't know exactly what format it is, but something is. I feel like this is extra small, probably to fit it on one page, which you don't really need to. But yeah. So led a development of a reusable Terraform AWS driving 30% boost for product team. I mean, AWS is going to be one of them. CI/CD pipeline. I have to squint for this. You don't want this. The formatting is awful. You're gonna go to this formatting, please, and stop doing summaries. I don't know why everybody does summaries. Summaries are not helpful. The only time it's very useful is if you're switching positions, or alternatively, you are a very, very, very high manager. We're talking director level type stuff. Jenkins, Groovy, blah, 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 Python, blah, 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 AWS, CI/CD. Okay, so here's partly why you had this. In this entire thing, I have only seen 2 keywords I want, which is cloud in this case AWS, and CI/CD. That's it. That's it. You spent the first half of your resume on that. That's not good. I need more. Where's the DevOps? I know you're a DevOps engineer. They title a lot of DevOps stuff. Where's the Docker? Where's the Linux? Where's the Unix? Where's the SQL? Where's the IAC? Where's the Kubernetes? Where's the Helm? Where's the Vault? Where's the security practices, networking, etc., etc.? Let's see. Security server. Again. Oh, this doesn't read like what I want, and it's possible a recruiter may miss this. I think this is what we're looking for, but it's too broad. Again, CI/CD, IAC, Python shell. I found IAC at least. Python developed, AWS, Dynamo. Was Dynamo one? Dynamo could have been one. So yeah, this entire resume, I see 3 keywords. That's it. That's not enough. That's not enough. They're good keywords. Cloud is good. CI/CD is good, and the IAC is good, but that's it. That's only. And a 2,000 to 1 is crazy. Apparently people in my chat are saying EKS is Kubernetes. You need to spell that out. You need to spell that out. You need to fix the formatting. You need to fix the bullet points. Almost nothing in this is salvageable. In addition, you need to make sure your phone number is working and is reachable by a US landline, because even 2,000 to 1, like, you should have gotten a single callback. It's also possible your voicemail is full and people calling you go directly to your voicemail. So you need to check your spam settings. Because this wouldn't fly in a lot of DevOps positions for sure, but 2001 is also terrifyingly bad. So yeah, you need to redo this whole resume. You need to recheck your phone number, check your email spam settings, check your phone number spam settings, and then I need these keywords. I did not find any but 3, and those were fine keywords, but I need more. So yeah, this is why you're not getting anything. This doesn't matter. Again, I mean, there's barely any keywords here I'm looking for, but also, again, it doesn't count if they're set. Oh, and you're certified as AWS. That should be in your education. So this should be 3 long. 1 has the AWS cert, then the master's and the bachelor's, no longer than 3. Fix the formatting, fix the font. 10.5 Arial it should be, because that's not working. So let's move to the next one. But yeah, I hope that helps, because 2001 is the worst ratio I think I've ever seen, and there's a lot we can do to fix with this. All right, pretzels, right? Like 2,000 to 1 is wild. Like, I get why they don't call back, but like, even by accident, someone should be calling you. So that's off. Like, honestly, that might be a phone number issue and a resume issue, because 2,000 and obviously a visa is going to hurt their chances, but 2,000 to 1 is just obscene. Like, I wonder also if they're applying to older jobs. Maybe that's also it. Because, like, there's a lot wrong with that. So, oh, I hate this. Oh, I hate this. Oh, God. What is this person? A software engineer. Cool. Okay. Your suggestions on resume, order social readability, and additional tweets, downgrades. Okay, cool. Yes, that is the point. I will help you. Do not worry. Fret not, my person. Let's see. Nope, don't do that, Lee. That's not what we needed. That's not it at all. All right, the software engineer. Never tell me what kind of software engineer. I realize is probably the biggest problem is that nobody ever, like, schools don't tell you that you need to specialize for the corporate world, do they? Okay, that's all I got with this one. Is just software engineer. So it's gonna be SQL. No. Cloud. SQL. There's another one. I know there's another one that is often common. Oh, good stretch, baby boy. Yes. What was the extra common one? Whatever. I mean, it's... Okay. Yeah, these are some bad ratios on this one. And then give me a second. I want to look for something real quick. SSH1B. So I'm going to put a little note here, which is SSH1B, so that I can try and save this for when you get next week. Or not next week. Tomorrow. Wednesday. Dude, I am so tired. My brain is not working. I'm gonna have to slow down. I'm slowing down. I'm going too fast for myself. All right. This is a resume review of a software engineer. What kind? I don't know. Hopefully you'll tell me. Their ratio is not good, though. That is for sure. It's 150 to 1. And they just wanted improvements on anything. So let's look at this resume for the first time. And this is terrifying. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. Never do this formatting. I'm not trying to pick on you, but this is a nightmare. Oh my God. What am I looking at? You don't want your recruiter to have this experience. Okay. So, oh my God. Everything formatting is wrong here. At least you didn't do double columns. That's at least a plus. This section is not needed. This should not be bolded, and it should also be one line. Your resume needs to look like this. Please make it look like this. There's a reason I have my formatting like this. And if you're like, well, Lee, this looks very boring. Yes, that's the point. Any resume that stands out gets rejected. You do not stand out with your resume. You stand out in the interview, but you do not stand out with the resume. Make your resume like a government form. It should be easy to read, has the information up and center, and boring. I know that flies in the face of a lot of what people say, but they're wrong. I will die on that hill. That is a hill I'm willing to fight on. Resumes should be boring and basic. The exception is sometimes very, very high-level managers. But again, those are exceptions to like all the rules. So, nothing about this formatting works. Let's see if I can at least see what you have done. Okay, Python and SQL, Power BI. What? Okay, so the only thing I see here is Python and Python and SQL. Power BI is typically for data analysts and data scientists, and probably a couple of others. Software engineers, strictly software engineers, are rarely going to want to have Power BI reports. It's not something they typically care about. In addition, I need to know what kind of stack you are. Are you front end, back end, full? I don't know. I'm assuming because Python, it may be back end. But if you are going for Python dev, which again, I don't know. The keywords you would be looking for, which you do not have, are these. Which is Python and SQL, which is good. We have those. But then I need Docker, Kubernetes, Django, Cloud, RESTful API, Agile, and maybe bonus for full stack. So there's only two things I need to see here, and I need way more. Software engineer at X. Also, everything is bolded. Please stop. I don't care about... This is why people should not bold. You bolded everything here, and I only cared about two things. In fact, you may actually have other keywords here, but I will miss them because you bolded everything. RESTful APIs, okay, but then you go Java and Spring, and then microservices, which is really more of a Java backend. And then Java, Hibernate. I cannot read this. And then AWS is solid. Yeah, I mean, this is... Oh my God. Okay, then projects. So, I will say this. You had this in India. I don't know how else to say this. Is not a good thing to say, but if you're applying to the United States, typically experience outside the U.S. does not count. So none of this may count, which isn't necessarily fair. I've just unfortunately found that to be kind of true. So you probably want to put under experience as a graduate assistant and then projects. And then projects we need to specialize. So again, if you're looking for a full-time position, I need you to pick a stack. Are you a Java engineer? Are you a Python backend? Are you full stack? I don't know, and you cannot tell me. I nothing about this resume works. I don't know, and I understand why you're getting a 150 to 1. You need to be specific. I know they don't go over this in school, but when you're applying to the corporate world, you need to pick a stack. full, front, or back. And if you pick back, then you need to pick a language. So it could be Java backend, Python backend, or C backend, or something else. They all have different keywords. And if the keywords are not under a job or a project, they don't count. None of this counts. So yeah, please fix all of those and then resubmit, because this is a nightmare, and any recruiter is going to look at this, look at like 5 things, miss everything they need, and then reject. Let's go to the next resume. Whew, that one is a crazy one. I feel like this resume template is used pretty often. I actually, you know what's weird? I think that may be the first time I found that particular resume template. It's similar to what I've seen before, but the way it was functioning was slightly different. I don't know how to place it. I just seen enough that I feel like I've seen it. Because, like, I will be honest, like, Jake's template on Overleaf, Jake's Overleaf template, while I don't think is perfect, it's okay. I think it's okay. Like this, again, I don't think this is, there's definitely fixes, but like, this is like a B- resume to me, right? Like, yes, there's definitely things that are hurting you. Yes, you can do better, but it will help, at least on how it's done. So like, I do know this, and I really think out of a lot of the templates, you can do a hell of a lot worse than this. You had the bones of something with the, yeah, that's a good way. Buggy, you're like saying what I should be saying is, you're on fire today. Yeah, they had the bones of something, but then they added a bunch of flourishes. They had the exact same with the font order. Yeah, what's hurting the template? Too many lines for dates and stuff. Here, let me, again, this is degrees of bad. You could do a hell of a lot worse than this format, but what's bad with this one is font size and too much bolding primarily. So if you look at this, it's a lot cleaner. And here, I think I can show you, I really need to work on that guide. So this is what it would look like here, right? And you can see, now I actually need to fix this formatting a little bit because there should be a space between here and there's too much space between this. But like, this is already easy to read, right? And again, I can say this name because this is me. So my name is Lee Corlitz. Technical concept to non-technical stakeholders I got. And honestly, bro, normally same. Normally I'm very good at that as well, as explaining recruiting topics to people, but my brain no work. You're crushing it today. So, but yeah, this looks cleaner. And look, you can even see this is easier to read than this. So the font isn't great, and there's too much bolding, and the lines take away. It's because they're trying to be fancy and they're trying to make it look good when a good resume is boring and basic like this. So. Also, if you ever see, so yeah, Lee Corlitz is me, because I can say that. I'm actually, when I'm getting married next month, I'm changing my last name. So if you see Lee with a separate last name, that's why. So. If you get very confused, thank you. Yeah, it's oh gosh, I gotta make sure it's Adobo, so which is what it's gonna be, and a lot easier to spell than Corlitz because everybody messes up Corlitz. So I'm okay with changing it to Adobo. All right, we have an ad in 5 minutes. Let's see, are we doing another software engineer? Yes, but this one's full stack, so that's actually very good. Because they told me what I needed. They say used your template and fixed what they could. Okay. Do all you can to avoid doxing others, but yet you become the thing you sought to destroy. I mean, like, I'm public. Like, originally I wanted to fight to not dox, which is why I did the VTuber avatar originally. But, like, once that's out there, I don't think you can go back. Like, I'm not putting my full address or anything, or my actual phone number, but I feel like I have to be public, right? Like, someone in the comment actually, like, that did hit me once was like, you give this was before I went really public, was you give all this advice, but like, who are you? why are you qualified? And they were right, is that I was qualified because I'm good, but if I don't give that information, then I'm just a faceless name. Nobody knows why they should listen to me. So the fact that I have to put who I am, you can see my experience and my faults and flaws, because I'm not perfect, I think helps in the process. Is you have to be able to trust the person, and I think that is a good thing of who I am, and I'm saying who I am with my chest. Which is, admittedly though, sometimes people say things with their chest, I'm like, that's an inside thought, and realistically that's a thought that should not have been thought anyway. But yeah. So that's yeah, but yeah, it's like closing the barn door after the horses ran. So that was part of the reason I went fully public. If people have been here for like, I used to do a VTuber thing, which was, you know, but like, yeah, it's like you need to know who I am, and you need to know that I've worked at these places. You need to see what I've done, and like, you know, I haven't done cyber, I haven't done medical doctors, so I can give that advice, although with the caveat that it may not be correct. So, let's see. Should I snooze? No, because I may want to snooze later. I only get one more snooze left. I don't know why, because some streams I have like 3 snoozes, and then other streams I don't have any snoozes at the commercials. So I don't actually fully understand what does and does not give me a snooze. But whatever. I don't want to use it just yet. So I can't remember if that was this account or my last one. And I never remember the VTuber. It never seemed to sync up properly, though. Yeah, it was a nightmare. I had to, like, I didn't make the art. My friend made the art, who's a fantastic artist. Which, I don't know if they want me to say them or not, but they're fantastic artists. But yeah, it was, I had to do it myself, and then I had to, like, fix a bunch of stuff, and it didn't do fully right either, because, like, and again, I'm killing time until the ad is over, because we have a minute and a half for it, so, it was such... It was more work than it was, and it was like detracting from the process, because it's important to see my emotions, and you can't really see my emotions when I've only had 4, which was like happy, thinking, average, and angry. So I can write code but can't draw, or I can draw but I can't write code. Yeah. No, I used a thing called VideoTube, I think it was called, with like VEA. And it was very good, and I can actually now tell that a lot of other people use it. You only really need, like, a couple of static drawings to do it. So, and it was really cool. I really liked it. But yeah, it not syncing up was probably a me issue rather than it. Or I was doing it on my laptop. So, but yeah, I consider myself, like, very creative, but not an artist. And I feel like there's a very big difference between those two. So I cannot draw worth garbage. I can barely write. That's the dyslexia, too. So. Alright. We're going to pet some bears. Bear. Hi, come on. Let me pet you. Come on. Sir, I can't bend down all this time. I'm not... Okay. Okay. That's fine. That's fine, sir. I can't see the screen. This is very hard to act like this. You're not going to come up top. You're not going to sit. You've been doing that every single second, every day, except for right now when I want you to. Okay. That's not comfortable. I'm too old for that. Ah. Ugh. Okay, so the ad should be here. So this way I can actually do this without getting interrupted. But... have y'all been playing any video games lately? I bought from the Steam sale. I got Underrail, which was really cool. Really like Underrail. I reset it like 3 times though, because I'm not very good at it, and I'm doing it on the hardest difficulty setting because I'm a masochist, I think. Not really, but yeah, I like playing games on the hardest setting, even though it's never. I like doing that. It's a challenge. It's not necessarily fun if it's not a challenge. Oh, it's also why I stayed up too late playing that tabletop game with my friends, Arkham Horror, which was a mistake. I thought I would have been done by like noon, but we were done by like 1:50 in the morning. So it was good. It was a fun one though. I really liked it because it was the Innsmouth conspiracy, which was the fish people. Like, yeah, fishmen. So, which I'm assuming. We only did the first mission. I did it a while ago. And then the new expansion is going to drop soon, which I'm happy about. Yeah, Arkham Horror is like one of my favorite board games of all time. Arkham Horror, Spirit Island, and then anything involving like Tetris. Those are my big ones. So, oh, I gotta put the other resume up here. 24. This is different. Okay, yeah, this is Jake's template. This is Jake's template. I am pretty sure this is Jake's template. Okay, and then just to let you know, SHH1B, if you're still here, there are like 10 resumes ahead of you, so I will definitely get to this on Wednesday. So, it may be like the 4th or 5th resume I do, maybe the half-hour mark, or hour-and-a-half mark, but I will get to it then. All right, we are back. Yeah, this is Jake's overlay template. And again, like I said, it's not perfect, but you know, it'll and I will check to see if you're in chat so we can go over it with you. So, I marked a little note. I marked a note. So, what am I doing? I have to have everything here. My brain just stopped. Here we go. Yeah, this is Jake's overlay template. Again, you can kind of see the difference in the styles of how it is easy to read, as these things sort of detract from it. Again, not the worst. It's just, you can do a lot worse. So, this is a resume of a full stack software engineer. So, what we're going to be looking for a full stack software engineer is TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, Node, Angular, SQL, React, API, REST, Cloud, Agile, CI/CD, and a bonus would be any additional languages, Git, and that, and AI or anything. But again, those are bonuses. So, this person says they tried to use my template. Kind of. This is a mix between my template and Jake's Overleaf template, which again, I think Jake's Overleaf template is a B- resume format. It gets the job done. There's definitely better stuff, but there's definitely worse. So what you need to fix if you're using my format is this little line in between here. There's no giant line. It should look like that. And here, let me bring this up. On my website, where this format is, there is a barista. Also, again, Lee Corlitz is me, so I'm okay doxing myself. It should look like this. And if you can see, this looks a lot cleaner than this. So this is how I want it to look. Okay? So this is the only bolded stuff right here. This is italicized, and also there should be a space, which I need to fix, I realize. And then there's none of these giant lines, and it makes it easier to read. So this person has a ratio of 150-1, which is not good. But let's see what's going on. So yeah, like I said, the phone number, again, it looks like that is a fake phone number too, because you put fake email. So your in between of the two formatting is to hurt you. So I'm not going to talk about the formatting. So this should be, again, one line not bolded. Let's look at the actual keywords. Used, React. Okay, so used is okay to say, but we want more, right? I want more than this. So React, Redux, Django, RESTful, API, endpoints, Lava. Okay, so there's too much here. And it's not really what I'm looking for, right? So we like TypeScript. TypeScript is good. We like RESTful APIs. We like AWS. But the rest of this is not necessarily as important. So what I'd like for this to happen is to say created X in Y, and then you can do your tech stack, which is TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, where we did Y and Y, and then it is created or used X and Y. So the actual content of the bullet points is not that great either. So this is probably more of a bullet point issue rather than a formatting issue, because I've only really see 3-ish, I think, which is RESTful APIs, AWS, and TypeScript. But I need JavaScript, I need HTML, CSS, I need Node, I need maybe Angular, I need SQL, I need REST, I need Agile. You do have CI/CD, so that's okay. And weirdly enough, there's too many words here. There's too many keywords because recruiters are going to get confused with all of that. They may miss what they're looking for. So that is partly my problem with this is the bullet points. TypeScript, Microsoft SQL, and again, we only have this. Azure is okay. So yeah, you're missing a lot of keywords, and that's really hurting you. And look, you have them here. Like, this stuff I need. But yeah, so your bullet points are off. I need better bullet points here. I need you to say created X, which was a Y, so created a humanitarian AI using blah, 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 which helped over 1,000 users daily. Created, or instead we could say used TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, blah, 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 and then architected or whatever, cloud, agile, that kind of thing. So you kind of threw everything here, and recruiters are basically going to go like, huh? And then probably reject it, which is what's happening. So that's what I'm going to need is you need different bullet points. This is a bullet point issue primarily. And then when you can, fix the formatting to this because the formatting isn't helping. Let's go to the next resume. All right. I hope that made sense to people. Again, my brain is not fully working today. I haven't really stayed up late playing games like that in a while either. Okay. And then let's do this, which is we don't know anything. Oh boy. Just says AI developer. Okay. Sheet at TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS. Do I have AI developer? I have AI engineer. Y'all, is an AI engineer the equivalent of an AI developer? Or are those functionally different roles? I would like some assistance on this because that means I will have to look this up if that is not the case. Could be prompt, could be DevOps. Oh, great. Cool. All right, so it could be a ton of different stuff. Good. That's what I wanted. More confusion. All right, so let's look. Obviously, these are bad job descriptions. Good job description. This is a good one. All right, so this is AI developer. We want AI/ML/LLMs. I think LLMs is largely the most important. LLMs/AI/ML. And then we want PyTorch, TensorFlow. Who names these? Who names these? I want to meet the person that named all these things and just cry in their shoulder, because why would they do this to me? Why would they personally hate me? It's one of those things that a company dependent AI engineer. Okay, I would say the same as AI engineer in many cases, but engineer maybe more like cloud heavy. Well, I'll just do this. I'll just look it up again. I don't want to mess it up because these can be highly keyword dependent. Chat GPT does seem like it is at least one. Oh, this is preferred. Python, JavaScript, PyTorch. I thought it was. Nope, that's what I did. I had that LLM. And look here. See, look. All of them are saying LLM. They're not saying large language models. Which is kind of interesting. And I guess NLP as well. But, weirdly enough, I think I'm actually going to separate LLM from the rest of these, because LLM seems to be largely the biggest one that they're looking for. Engineer and developer, the same outside US, there's apparently some protection. Why say many word when few word do trick? Agreed. We have protections of engineer. What are those imply? What are those protections? Again, I don't know because you need to speak in American, but I really don't know what those protections would be. I am interested in knowing what it is. Again, you're not supposed to say this on job qualifications, y'all. Don't put written English. That is discriminatory. That's not good. Because also the people who can't won't understand it. It's a pointless thing for multiple reasons in the job posting. Let's see, AI engineer. I've always wondered that. It's just Reddit stuff I've read. Yeah, you're not allowed to call yourself an engineer unless you have a specific engineering education. Okay. Story like structural. Yeah, that's what I'm assuming too. I'm going to guess that it's like, if you build a train wrong, it's not good. So, which admittedly now they got the point of a saturation of technology where if you build an IT thing wrong, you could kind of have those like things happen as well. Python. Okay. Hugging Face. Stupid name. I hate Hugging Face. Why is this a word? Why is this a word? Who designed these? Oh. Okay. AI engineer, LLM, UI UX, CITO, and then it's probably going to be like this is gonna be company specific. So like chatbot, industry, UI UX. The quiet part not many people say it loud is at the core of many software and jobs, building crude apps that can handle a ton of requests. I mean, that's mostly it. Is it again? It's always breaks down to volume. Like that's usually it goes down to volume in almost every industry. Like even in recruitment, like there's a difference in what you can do with volume and not volume. Yeah, I think these are good. I don't know if I'm really missing anything. These are all new. Okay, well, we're going to go on this one. So, yeah, outside of medical devices, there's not a ton of variation. Yeah, it's usually all scale. I mean, that's how a company survives at scale. It always breaks down to scale. Restaurants as well, because specifically, oh, wait a minute, this person... Hold on. I think is this the person that did it? Somebody sent me a JPEG, and I got a bone to pick with them about a JPEG. Which one is this person? Who sent me the JPEG? Well, I don't remember anymore. Crud. All right. Well, whatever. Acts like they have the Holy Grail. Yeah. I mean, it's you have to. I have a weird view on what companies are, and this is not a recruitment one. This is just Lee's weird views. Is that a company survives on belief? Is that the second people that no one believes in your company is gone? Is it yes? There's legal tenants and etc. But like they need to believe in the company, right? Like when you stop believing in a company, it ceases to exist. Again, that's a weird random thing. I think that's not indicative of the general market. People are going to have different views, but I think companies are belief based. And when you stop believing, and not like a religious one, but like they're a combined belief of everyone working there and its customers. It's why, yes, Blockbuster may still technically exist, like in a single form, but it is no longer Blockbuster because nobody believes in it. So that's my view. I know that's crazy, but whatever. I get to have some crazy rants now and then because it is my channel. Wahahaha. Okay, this person didn't say anything. Literally nothing. All right. This is a resume review of an AI developer. They didn't really say anything actually about their ratio or anything else. So they just said AI developer and they wanted me to look at it. So that is what we are doing. I will say there's a slight difference in what we're looking for between an AI engineer and AI developer, although there is some cross equalization between them. Ideally, it's going to be LLM, and then it's going to be the rest of the AI. LLMs seem to be the most important ones, so it's LLM, then AI, ML, NLP in any order, PyTorch, TensorFlow, Cloud, Hugging Face, Python, and then we're going to want a bunch of company-specific stuff. So like maybe chatbots, or you're in the healthcare industry, or you're UI UX, or you're trying to solve a problem. So those are sort of what we're looking for here. Let's see if we can find them. So formatting-wise, I don't like it, but I think I've been over enough formatting in this video that you can understand what you did and did not do wrong. So formatting issues aside, constructed a house pricing model tuned into a data set which achieved R2 scored. No, where's the LLM? Where's the AI? Where's the ML? When is the LLP? Engineered a diabetes prediction model accuracy. Again, where are the keywords I'm looking for? Collaborative words need to build an NLP. Here we go. Using Python libraries like that. It's blah. What is the Spassy? This is okay. This is your first okay sentence. Let's see, it's not going to show. Also, I think you sent me a JPEG. Quick lesson, everybody. You never send a JPEG as a resume, because that is actually one of the few things a ATS may not be able to read. As long as it's in a Word or Excel, you're fine. Development international. Okay, yeah, these are bad. This is not good. So in this entire thing, you only really had two things I'm looking for, which is Skibbity Learn or Skigit Learn or whatever it's called. I didn't have that on there, but it could be important. Some of them did. NLP and Python. So really two, which is NLP and Python. Everything else is not really needed. I need this stuff. I need LLMs specifically. Now, a lot of people in chat will be like, well, hold on, they have that. It's going to be equivalent to it. No, if it's not in your resume, it doesn't exist. This goes for everybody. If you ever assumed, oh, they would know X means Y, they won't. They never will. If it's not here, it doesn't exist. I want everybody to say that. There is no like hints or whatever. If it's not in your keywords, it doesn't exist. So, blah, blah, blah. AWS, that's cloud at least. And I say cloud in general because admittedly it could be GCP, it could be Azure, it could be AWS. So what you really should do is say implemented cloud, AWS, and then say for the rest of it AWS. So repeat SQLite. This one might not actually count for SQL. Don't care. Okay, yeah. So you go all the way down until here before I get to my first LLM. And Hugging Face. This resume would probably not fly. There's just too much competition, and I don't really see a ton of the keywords I'm looking for. I think you have them. I think you just do not put them in, and that's what you need to do. So overall, I don't think this passes, but I think you just need to change a couple of things and you'd get it. But yeah, that's it for this review. If y'all like this, please like, comment, and subscribe, and join my live stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday if you need more help, and I'm glad to do it. So, Headless Headhunter out. This is how we end a video. This is it. I'm gone. I'm vanished. Special effects. Okay. Let's see that. Good. And let's see. That was 5. I mean, I am zoning the hell out, y'all. So I think I may have to end it a little early today. This was again completely my fault. I stayed up too late playing games. I will be back to normal schedule on Wednesday. So let's raid a channel. Or if you have any last minute questions or concerns you want to do, but otherwise I will be back Wednesday at 11 a.m. PST. So yeah. By the way, I didn't include a ratio when I sent in. If you want to make a note, it's around 1 to 100. Okay, that is actually good to know. Let me add that right now. That is 1 to 100, because the ratio is arguably one of the more important things, simply because I don't know how effective it is, and some markets are more effective than other. Like there are more than one ways to do things, right? Like that's what I want to make sure, and it helps me know if either I'm missing something, or alternatively, like why you're succeeding is arguably as important as if you're succeeding, because sometimes people do stuff that can even teach me, and then I want to incorporate it. So that's how that works. But we're gonna raid a channel. Actually, can we raid NH Codes? Is she streaming? I would like it so I could raid her, because she's cool. Did she do that? We have CM Griffin, who's neat. We have Adam, there's study time. Oh, Ant, goodbye. Okay, it's time for me to get the Ant baits. Chill Hubs Radio, RT Games. No. Okay, so we are gonna do You know what? Let's. I was saying T-Pain. I love T-Pain. I'm gonna get enough viewers one day that I can go to T-Pain. Let's do this guy. He's really cool. He makes SaaSes for companies. So let's raid for this. And thank you all for joining me. Please raid. It helps me out. This is a way to help me out, and my brain is shattered today. I will be better for Wednesday. I swear to you all. Yeah, I do some amazing work to help people. No worries. I'm glad to help. I'm here to help others. So that is what I do. Yeah, I'm glad to help, and I will see you on Wednesday with the ants. Okay, it's a good thing I gotta get the ant trap. Let's raid. All right.